Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
On Stage Lincoln City. That's the theme for this week's program. And we have some interesting guests, Paul.
Yeah, we're excited. We've got folks from Theater West to lead us off, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Theater
that's
West.
exciting. And they're in their 50th year.
That is amazing to think
years,
an organization like that still going strong and stronger.
Yeah. So we're going to have a couple, the director and the assistant director from the Arsenic and Lace crew, right?
Old Lacey. It is a great play. We'll talk more about that. Also on the program today, we're going to be talking about the youth of the community being involved with being on stage.
Yeah, Lincoln City Playhouse is in the house, and they're extended out now to Rose Lodge. So tune into a little bit about that. And then lastly, we've got our favorite guest of all time, Nikki Price, is on the show. And so Lincoln City Cultural Center, Nikki Price is going to join us for On Stage Lincoln City.
Jay Leno, Friday, June 20th, 8 p.m., Chinook Winds Casino Resort.
Police say an 84-year-old man pepper sprayed a security guard during a dispute at a retirement community bingo game in Florida. The old guy said he was fed up. Said he told the security guard he had it up to here, and that was just his pants, okay? They weren't even counting the pants up to here.
Special guest Arsenio Hall. Tickets are on sale now at the Chinook Winds box office. By phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT or at ChinookWinds.com. Chinook Winds, where comedy is better at the beach.
If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
Home-style cooking in a hometown atmosphere. Hi, I'm Adina from Zeller's Restaurant in Rose Lodge in Lincoln City. Join us daily for good fun and great food. You can even kick up your heels at Zeller's.
Lincoln City on stage. It is indeed on stage. Theater West is on stage with a delightful comedy. It is a wonderful play that I had the good fortune to see this past weekend. With us are the director and the assistant director for this marvelous work of art. I'll give you that. We have T. Sean Prescott, who is the director, correct?
That's correct.
And then, Chris, you are the assistant director.
Yes.
Okay. Great play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give us a little bit of the storyline behind what Theater West has got on stage right now.
So, Arsenic and Old Lace is a kind of a zany comedy about the happenings in the Brewster house, set around 1940 or so. And there's some wacky stuff going on and some dark... Some and some dark comedy. And
remember, I've seen this play.
Yeah. I have to say, I love this play. I've loved it ever since I saw the movie. And what the biggest thrill for me was when the actors basically started making the characters their own and started adding stuff into the play. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be prouder of them.
And they are allowed to do that?
Yeah. So what I like...
And encouraged.
Yes. So the way I like to actually direct is, I get the script, I figure out how I want to, show everything, get everybody to learn their lines, and then tell them to start playing. Mm-hmm. Come up with an accent, come up with an odd entrance, or, just start kind of ad-libbing, not lines-wise, but, come up with something to do to make that character your own. I've had a lot of them backstage come up and say, hey, tomorrow night, I'm going to try this with my character. And I'm like, great, go for it. Because I want to see it, and if it doesn't work, we'll cut it back out.
It is a great play, Arsenic and Old Lace, but it started out as a movie, correct?
I believe it was a play first.
Oh, it was a play first.
If I remember looking it up, it was a play first, and then the movie came out I want to say maybe a year after it was a play.
No, it's good stuff. In the cast, we've got who?
We have 13 cast members. It's a really huge
That's got to be one of the
people
bigger.
on a small stage. Yes, I think so. I haven't seen one that big.
I think Epic Proportions was
Okay.
almost that big.
Yeah. We have a nice mix of veterans at Theater West and newcomers. Actually, I think 3 haven't been on the stage here before.
What brings people to the stage?
I think there's a community there. Like, I think we hear a lot that, and I'm one of these, that people for a long time go, man, I'd kind of like to do that. And finally they get up the gumption. I'm still working on that. But this is how I decided to start.
We'll get around.
So you haven't been in a play yet, then?
Not since high school.
Not
Nope.
since high school.
But my son is the gentleman who plays Mortimer in the play.
Oh, all
And,
right.
Yeah.
That's how we met, actually.
Yeah.
Through her son.
I started volunteering at Theater West, and the rest is history.
You love it.
I do.
It is an intimate theater. It is a fun place to be, and you draw really well.
We do. I think the community supports it a lot.
We do, yeah. We have been, this last season, I think the last 4 or 5 shows, we have been selling out more, completely sell out than we have, in the previous years. So
And when you do sell out, the actors really draw from that, don't they?
I do. Well, see, I act on stage a lot as well.
Okay, all
And
right.
so I always do. The more crowd there is out there, the more energy I have on the stage. So I have a feeling they get that too.
It's a part of the conversation nightly, actually. A conversation about the crowd. Like, they're lively, they're a good crowd. And I think that's an interesting thing that maybe not all people know, because there's this idea that you go to the theater like you used to go to the library and you need to sit there quietly and demurely.
Not
And
so much.
when we're trying to make you laugh, we want you to laugh, and it helps the actors, and when people get involved, it's just, there's such an energy that you can't even imagine.
You not only have got a big cast, the stage itself, the setting is well done.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. That was, I will take credit. That was in my brain, because most of the playhouses have a very large stage to work with, and we have rather a small stage to work with. So I had to manipulate all of the different things that we needed into that small stage.
Especially for Teddy Roosevelt.
Especially for Teddy, we had to make a stairway. We had to have a window seat. We had to have a door, 4 different doors in the one room, and yeah, it was a logistical nightmare, but we got it done.
How much of that is written into the script that you need this type of stage?
Yeah, they actually do really well. So most scripts are purchased from 2 different New York companies. One's called Concord Theatricals, and the other one is I can't remember. But they, when you purchase the scripts, they come and they have, character descriptions. They have, in the back, you will see all the props needed. You will see like an idea for the set design of, like the original play, and so forth. And so you can take all of that information and sort of go, well, like as in my production, I don't have any candles going on my production. Just didn't want to fool with that. So we don't have to have those props, right? But their stage, they have out, it's a big wide stage, like a normal size stage. And I had to go, okay, well, I can't have everything in a line, so I'm going to have to squish everything down and put it that way. And so that was fun.
There are a lot of props in the play.
Yeah.
And there has to be the props to make it work.
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, you can do plays without props and do like pantomime, certain things. But that gives that sort of an odd feel. But in a play like this, you actually have to have, the glasses with the wine in them, and you have to have, the biscuits on the table that people are eating, and you have to have all of those things, a curtain cord for somebody to grab, all of that. So
Theater West's play, Our Stinking Old Lace, is on stage till when?
June 14th.
June 14th. So people better hustle,
Yes.
get their tickets.
So
And
it's a little weird schedule. This week, we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening shows. No,
No.
Saturday's a matinee.
no, Sunday.
Sun-
the matinee.
Sunday's
Thursday,
about it.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday matinee.
Okay.
Then the final week, we only have 2 shows.
Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah. We have to skip over graduation.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yes.
Again, congratulations, Our Stinking Old Lace on stage, Theater West. It is a delightful comedy. I
Thank you.
enjoyed it immensely.
I'm so
Sat
happy to
in the
hear
very top row. The cushions are a little firm.
Yeah.
But other than that, it is a great place. Thanks to Jack Coyne for
yeah.
giving Theater West that facility. With that, it's kind of nice to have your own home, is it not?
It really is. I think some playhouses have that, you know, a little bit of a headache trying to figure out, you know, how they're going to afford things and so forth. And we are a nonprofit, and the land was actually gifted to Theater West. So, you know, the building and the land, we don't have to, you know, pay a mortgage for or something like that.
Don't miss it. Theater West on stage. Arsenic and Old Lace. We'll take a break and more in a moment.
Zantello Law Group has moved. I'm Josh Zantello, and our law firm is now located across from the Lincoln City Community Center on Northeast 21st. Our law firm of knowledgeable professionals stand ready to assist you in life's matters.
This is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. The youth enjoy being on stage as much as the adults, and with me is a lady that puts the youth center stage, if you will. Karen Bonelli, Sandquist, Lincoln City Playhouse. It's the children's theater, right?
So we've called it a youth theater. We do invite adults to come and audition too, just because we enjoy having as many people as we can. The parts always go to the youth first, and then any extra parts we invite the adults to join in.
So your plays are everything?
Yes.
Musicals, comedies, whatever?
Yes. Our next one that we will be auditioning for in July is The Outsiders. And it is not a musical. And I had about 4 of the kids walk up to me and say they wanted to do that play. So I don't always take their suggestions. I always tell them, my comment always is, I will take that into advisement.
That's the best way to put that.
Yes.
So why The Outsiders?
It is a more mature play than what we normally do, I would say. So it's going to be leaning more towards teenagers. And what we will do is, for anybody younger than the teenage age that doesn't want to be in The Outsiders, is we're going to do a small 20-minute play that will be fun and upbeat and everything, that then the younger kids can come and audition for that. And so
running simultaneously?
Running simultaneously. So people can either stay and watch The Outsiders, or if their little kids are just in that beginning one, then they can go.
So you perform where?
So we were performing in Lincoln City, but we got invited to come to Otis and perform at the little school, which is right behind Rose Lodge. It's 2 doors down. We did our Christmas play there. It was a lot of fun. They have a beautiful stage. I had no idea it was there. Most people don't know it's there.
I haven't been there in years.
Yeah, the stage is beautiful. It's so, I just can't believe how beautiful the stage is.
I didn't realize they left the stage in place.
Yeah, it's totally there. They've done some work on it. And they invited us out, and they were so ecstatic to have us out there.
So now we should say Lincoln City and Rose Lodge on stage.
Lodge, yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So you will hopefully hold auditions when?
We're hoping the middle of July. On Lincoln City Playhouse page is where we will be putting up the information on Facebook. So definitely 100% by the end of July, because we're wanting to perform at the beginning of September.
It takes a lot of cash to put together a play, does it not?
It does take a lot of cash. This play alone, it's going to be $2,000. When we do a huge musical, it's over $5,000 to put one on. And
that's putting your neck out there a long ways.
That's putting our neck out there a lot of ways. A lot of the money comes from families that just are willing to donate, because it's important that the kids have something to do that isn't into sports. That's always my big thing is there needs to be things in the community that isn't just sports orientated.
And this happens to be a golden one.
This is a golden one. Last summer we were 5 years, so this summer it'll be 6 years. And we've had a small cast where we've only had 12 people, which we make it work. And then we've had a large cast where we had 47 youth and 7 adults.
I would venture a guess you probably don't turn away anybody.
No, not at all. I try giving people, and I always say this, I give you the part that you're supposed to have. I know what part you're supposed to have. And people will complain about it and stuff, but once they get up there on stage and they do it, they're like, that's what I should have been. So, but no, we do not turn away anybody. There's always extra parts that somebody can play. And if they don't want to be in the play, that's another thing that we push for, is we need people backstage. We need people backstage that
Even
can help
children.
with the curtains. Yep. Help with the curtains, help with the lights. There's always something else that somebody can do. So even if you're not interested in acting, we encourage anybody to come out.
I would have to think that what this gives the children is a degree of confidence that they couldn't get elsewhere.
Very much so. We've had a few kids, including Tessa, who's got dyslexia, and I've actually had quite a few kids that have come in with dyslexia, and they're scared and they're so unsure of themselves. But giving them small parts that we then help them learn and help them memorize, and then they get out there on stage and they know their words, and they're so excited because they're actually able to perform what they're being taught and memorizing things.
I probably would be chastised severely if we did not ask about Tessa, and her next endeavor is what?
Her next endeavor is, this year she is Miss Lynn Benton's teen, which is Corvallis and Albany area. And we leave on the 21st, which is in 19 days. And she is going out for Miss Oregon's teen and is very, very excited. She's doing amazing. Listening to other people talk about her and talk about how much she has grown in the 4 years that she has started this amazing program, which is not a beauty pageant. It's a scholarship program. She's got over $6,000 in scholarships now.
Really?
And yeah, she's doing amazing.
That's significant.
It is very big in this time where it's a lot of money to go to college.
So her talent will be some acting, music, what?
So she's doing what is called a her story, and she talks about dyslexia.
Okay.
And how it has affected her life and her acting career. So she kind of is putting acting and dyslexia together, and it's very amazing. I will end up posting it on my Facebook page after she does it, and brings tears to my eyes every time she does it.
Well, good luck to her and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And again, the next play, The Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
Will be auditioned.
And it will be at the New Life Foursquare Church. We still audition there. We still rehearse there. So we're at New Life Foursquare Church in Lincoln City because we love Lincoln City.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
On stage, Lincoln City at the Lincoln City Cultural Center with me, Nikki Price. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. It's always a pleasure.
You've got a marvelous stage at the Lincoln City Cultural Center. It's been utilized by most everybody in town for one thing or another.
Yeah, it's a not a big stage, but it's very cozy, and we have all the mod cons, as you say, and it has really great acoustics. And especially good for a certain kind of band, like a small ensemble that has a lot of acoustic instruments. It's really perfect.
So on stage this summer will be what? What do we got to look forward to?
Well, in terms of concerts, we kind of go down in volume a little bit, and we sort of ramp up our week-long experiences that we have for kids. And also we lean into the people who come for the summertime, for the farmers market, and our weekend festivals. So it's a little bit different than our normal September through May concert schedule, if that makes sense.
Sure it does.
Yeah. So I just said all that about how great it was for acoustic bands, but actually the next band that's coming up is called Icons of Rock.
Very good.
And it is an 80s tribute band collection. It's like 9 people who together have 3 separate tribute bands. So there's an AC/DC tribute band and a Van Halen tribute band and a Pat Benatar. And they're really good. Last year, they totally sold out. And I would recommend everybody get their tickets now. That's on the 14th of June at 7 o'clock.
One night show.
One night show.
You have every type of venue comes to perform there, though.
Yeah, we have a lot of variety, most definitely.
Where do you source all that from?
I know a number of agents, and I've gotten to know more over the years. And so quite a few of the people who come to see us come through one of those agents. Mm-hmm. And I think what I tend to find is a certain kind of agent that works with a certain size of band that can work within our budget. And then once I get trust in them and us, then we can continue to correspond and be part of tours when they bring bands through.
Are a lot of the groups coming down out of Portland, or are they on tours nationwide?
We have a little bit of everything.
Okay.
In our Celtic season, which is one concert per month from September through May, we have about half of our bands are basically American-based, and then the rest are coming from Scotland or Ireland or Wales or, one of the Celtic music countries.
That's going to be fun.
It is. It really is fun. It's like a little glimpse into a different world, and the quality of these bands is really high because they have to have a certain, level of musicianship in order to get an agent and in order to hit the road, and to play all the different places that they play in the Northwest. But they're not huge. If they were huge, then they'd be playing at the Reeser or at the Holt or, one of those other places in our area. So we just have that little sweet spot of bands that like to play our 100 to 150 seat house.
Nikki Price have a favorite?
Of kind of genre or a Celtic band?
Or Celtic band or any group that has come. You just sit back and say, oh, we got to have them back.
Well, I'm actually personally a fan of soul music. And that's a sad thing for me because it is hard to get a soul band to come and play here. Mm-hmm. But the Barnes Brothers played here a couple years ago, and they were amazing. They were a gospel soul group from Louisiana. Just tremendous. Just knocked it out of the park. And that's my favorite kind of music.
So you've got the music inside. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on outside now, because all of the markets are back open again, correct?
Right. So we have a Sunday farmers market, and it's from 10 until 3 every Sunday. It had to be canceled last Sunday, unfortunately, due to winds. That's the one. That's the one thing that you have to watch out for when you're following our farmers market.
It can happen.
Yeah, it can happen, and you think it's not a big deal until you try to put up a tent in the wind.
Or take it down. And I think a few years ago, we actually had a near miss situation where we had a tent and the wind took it and it almost hurt somebody. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, let's set the rules. The winds are at a certain level. It's okay to cancel because we like everyone to be safe. It becomes a sale.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure does. So anyway, back to the farmers market. It's every Sunday from 10 until 3. And weather permitting. And they're up to about 40 different booths and just growing. And they have a little bit of everything and all your favorites, plus, new people that come along just for short stints. And it's a growing market with a new organization. And I'm really proud about the way they're putting their organization together.
Back inside inside the display area, what's being featured art-wise right now?
Well, whenever you come into the Cultural Center, we always have at least 2 shows for you to see. Right now, we have the showcase of the studio tour, and that's in the Chessman Gallery. And then down the hall in the Fiber Arts Gallery, we have handmade quilts from Kenya that are part of this group called Quilts for Empowerment. And these women who make these quilts in Kenya, they're survivors of fistula, which is a medical condition that is actually fairly simple to treat, but if it isn't treated, can cause real damage to a woman's body as well as her stance in society. And so this group, Quilts for Empowerment, raises money to help women in Kenya to get the surgeries that they need to conquer this fistula.
And again, where do you get such a display?
Everything comes in a different way.
Okay.
But I would like to say that once you sort of open up your gallery or your performing arts season or your email address to the world and you say, we have this venue, then people start contacting you. And that's where most of these things come into us. It's just a credit to Lincoln City and all the people who worked so hard to make this venue. And now we have a place to receive and then produce these artistic programs.
You'll find a book for every occasion at Bob's Beach Books. Something to read as you relax by an open fire? We have it. Studying a particular topic? We have that too. Traveling to a far-off land? Discover it first by reading. Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City? Come discover.
Well, I've enjoyed this program on stage, Lincoln City and Rose Lodge.
Yes, right. Yeah, we're extended now. We're outside of the municipal boundary, so that's good. That's good. There's some activity out there in Rose Lodge.
Now, upcoming meeting-wise, on June 9th at 6 o'clock, we got City Council meeting. On Tuesday, the 17th of June, the Planning Commission meeting. Parks and Recreation Board, regular meeting on June 18th. And the second City Council meeting of the month is June 23rd, 6 o'clock at City Hall Chambers. So be involved. Don't sit back and say, well, why didn't they? When you can be there and you can be the answer to that question.
Yeah, and the budget adoption is going on right now, so it's a big time in the municipal world. So.
Also, we've got lots of activities coming up. You've been attending the Small Business Development Operation for Nonprofits, right?
Correct, yes. We had our first class last week or so, in May, into May. And next 8 months, we're going to be joining the community college down there for these great new program. Great new program.
Well attended, right?
Oh, yeah. They had, it was full house. Yeah, they had to relocate everybody downstairs, so it was a full house.
That is a full house. Glen Eden Beach Parade, the 4th of July parade is back. I love it. I get to be the master of ceremonies for the 4th of July parade.
Wow.
Jeez.
Jeez.
How about that?
Okay.
Stepping right up there.
Look out, Glen Eden Beach.
Yeah, I'll blow them out of the airwaves.
That's exciting.
It really is. And if you would like to be part of the parade, the applications aren't open yet, but as soon as they are, we'll announce that. But make plans to be not only at the parade, but to be in the parade. It is great fun, great fun. It's Americana at its very, very best. Also, save the date for the Lincoln City Chamber of Commerce Business Conference. This is June 27th, 10 to 3 now. We had a question last week that we asked how many new members were introduced at the Lincoln City Chamber of Commerce noon luncheon. And the mayor wins again.
She does. Yeah, we did have another call in. I guess your son, Phil, also had the right answer, but sorry, bro. We're going to give it to the mayor.
The mayor wins out, and she gets free admission to attend the business conference.
Yeah,
so
$55 value, as I recall.
Absolutely.
So a nice event coming up here in June.
Mayor, just go to the chamber office, talk to Lori, and you're in. Now, Salmon River Estuary Tours, what do we got left there?
Yeah, still got some tickets. They're selling out pretty fast, though. So that's coming up on Dad's Day, June 15th, right? It's Sunday. And 4, 5, and 6 p.m. are the slots, and it's a 45-minute estuary tour aboard a pontoon boat. So really fun and exciting thing.
I think I'm about out of material. How about yourself?
Well, we also have an event on the 18th at the Pelican. It's called Water, Water. It's a speaker series that we're continuing through the beginning of the summer here now. So come on down. 6:30, I believe, is the start time. Check that. 6 o'clock is the start time. It goes till 7:30 at the Pelican Brew Pub on Wednesday, June 18th. Water. It
is amazing to me the number of these events that the locals participate in and the visitors as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the draw for these pontoon boats are, wide and far. And certainly the Pelican events get a good following as well. So you bet.
And again, our thanks to our special guests that joined us today for On Stage Lincoln City. It is a fun experience. Be involved, get in and attend Theater West Plays, the plays and theater works at the Cultural Center and with the kids.
Break a leg.
That'll do it to the doings on a Double R show. Please remember to like, subscribe, share so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on a Double R show. For Paul, Jana, I'm Double R. Have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.